So, a journey through entrepreneurship. That's what we'll be talking about here. And just so you know what's coming up, we'll talk about the class, our dream, and then weeks 1 through 4 and how that has all worked out up until this point. And this has been a great class so far. So, about this class, entrepreneurship, Black entrepreneurship, with approximately 12 to 15 brothers in class, led by Dr. Micah Crump. This has been an extremely dynamic and uh, very intense class as well, as Micah has challenged us, um, most of us being graduating seniors, to think deeply about business creation and what it takes to create and sustain a business uh, as not just a Black entrepreneur, but an entrepreneur and a successful business person. The dream, of course, has been to graduate, Morehouse College and go from a man of Morehouse to a Morehouse man. And I know that's been our goal. All of my brothers that have been with me in class now for these many years. And so this entrepreneurship class represents one of the crown jewels in the crown that we have grown to wear as Morehouse men. Week 1 saw us learn new things about how to research new business ideas and use new technologies and capabilities that we have to gather information in that regard. We also recorded introductions of ourselves for the class as well, and then had to come up with a new business idea, which we presented in a very interesting, I thought, way where we didn't necessarily talk about who we were or who the business was, but addressed the presentation from the standpoint of what the problem was and what it represented as a market. I thought that was really informative and educational for us to look at it from that perspective and not just in terms of maybe sort of a vanity of who we are and what we can offer. Um, so I thought that was really cool. Creativity brings about ideas. Ideas lead to innovation, and innovation leads to invention. And suddenly you're a market disruptor and you have created an incredible opportunity that allows you to sustain a business that previously didn't exist. I thought it was important in this second week that we got an introduction to entrepreneurial visions versus or new business ventures versus entrepreneurial ventures and what that really looks like, including business model canvas, even though we'll deal with that more intently in a couple of weeks from now. Business model canvas, as well as lean launch methodology, was introduced. Um, and we were also encouraged to, and then did, um, give our own first business pitch, uh, elevator pitch for our new business idea. And again, having looked back at it, where we presented it from the problem standpoint first, it really helps to formulate what the business is going to do and the problems that it will address, as you have considered it sort of in a reverse engineering way of thinking to be creative, innovative, and inventive. Week 3, Unit 3, all about opportunity, how to get where you need to be if you really can see I don't know. I never was meant to be a rapper, but it occurs to me that these things tie together no matter what. So in this unit, we, I think, took a big step first by doing our industry analysis report based on our new business idea, which was a tremendous exercise. And man, all of these things have been pretty mentally heavy and taxing to consider, but boy, is it helpful in terms of galvanizing a really solid business model that has the opportunity to not just flourish, but hold the stage for generations. So the new industry analysis report I thought was really important. What was new for me was the founders agreement. I had never seen or experienced anything like the founders agreement before, but it, again, in terms of setting up a viable business that has not just legs, but real opportunity to thrive and survive generations, it's important to have these kinds of elements at hand. A founders agreement being one of them. So I was excited to see that, even though I had never seen it before. And then, of course, adaptive versus innovative problem solving. We're talking about, on the adaptive side, what's the standard? What do we normally do based on the information that we have available or that we normally rely upon? Whereas innovative problem solving, I believe, is something that's more outside of the box. Not just are we not relying on our typical informational sources, but we might even be changing the question as to how we are perceiving the information that we have available, along with, maybe finding new ways to achieve, rather retrieve that information. So, again, opportunities abound, and this module, week 3, unit 3, was all about opportunity. And I think this sums it up, and it ought to sum it up for where we are at this point at midterms. And I had mentioned earlier, in the beginning of the uh, week 2, we were introduced to business model canvas and lean launch methodology, where this week we did our own being uh, business model canvas for our new business ideas. And so, the business model canvas helps you kind of conceptualize what a business would look like and can operate like, um, based on uh, key performance factors, customer relationships, um, suppliers, revenue models, um, just a way, very particular way based on 9 specific concepts uh, to model the business. Whereas the lean launch methodology is sort of a way to prove that concept, and to ask questions and to look at it from different vantage points, uh, both with external interviews, or rather, external information from interviews to kind of test your theories and justify your position, and then get, uh, you know, reasonable information to support and or um, sort of destroy that theory if it isn't standing up to this kind of concept test. So these were great, and of course we get the second pitch to go at it again. Uh, we're almost done, and with that, we're halfway there. Um, Halfway to completion of this class, as well as halfway to completion of our goal, graduating Morehouse College. Thank you, Micah, and thank you, brothers.